So we are going to be doing another tier list. It's going to be ranking the catchers of 2021. Now, some of these guys like Wilson Ramos did get injured, and I think he retired or something like that. He got out injured for the rest of the year. And some of these guys, you know, they're pretty solid. They're superstars. You know, we got some trash. We got some average guys, of course. This is a tier list. We're going to be ranking these guys. But before we get into it, if you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, it'll be really appreciated. And turn on all your post notifications so you can watch every video that comes out and early, and you can talk to your boy. Also join the Discord, of course. That will be in the link in my about, and I think in one of my community posts. Also leave a like and drop a comment on who you think the best catcher is in the MLB. In my opinion, it is Yasmani Grandal, who of course is a superstar. I'll just rank him right now. Grandal had an amazing year this year. He got hurt. If he stayed healthy, man, would have been one of the greatest catching seasons of all time. I mean, my God, he went off. But we're going to go from the start all the way to the end with Yachty. So Austin Nola, you know, he was a pretty solid player. Last year in 2020, he did really, really good. This year in 2021, didn't do amazing, but he was hurt and still had over 100 OPS plus, which he's had every single year of his career, though he has not played more than 100 games ever. So we gotta hope he can play 100 games, because when he's on the field, he's a very solid catcher, plays decent defense, calls solid games, and is a really solid hitter. So I'm gonna put him in good, because when he is on the field, he is really solid. Then we got Buster Posey, who retired, but we gotta rank him in all-star. Buster Posey, I thought he fell off. He would have told me before 2021 how Buster Posey's gonna play. I would have thought he was gonna be average or below average, but Buster Posey really went off in his final year. What a great send-off for Buster Posey. Next, we got Carson Kelly, had to deal with a little bit of injuries this year, but still played pretty decent. One of the better catchers in the league. I definitely will put him in good. Next, we got a defensive catcher, and that is Christian Vasquez. And Vasquez, really, really solid catcher. Hits decently, I guess, but really his strong suit is defense. And when you get really good defense out of a guy, I guess you got to put him in average. Not the greatest hitter, but sometimes he'll get you some hits. Then we got Jansen, who's pretty solid. I mean, I don't know. He's average, I guess. He's a definition of average. The Rockies catchers, Elias Diaz, pretty solid player. Actually had a pretty decent year this year. 774 OPS, 96 OPS plus this year. He got a 246 average, 464 slugging, 2.2 WAR. Not a horrible year for Elias Diaz. So I'm going to put him in probably average, because he's just not better than Austin Nola or Carson Kelly. Then we have Gary Sanchez. Like, Gary Sanchez, man, I have a love-hate relationship with Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez this year, again, doesn't play much defense, but he hit 23 home runs this year. He had a 423 slugging, a 99 OPS plus, basically an average hitter. And when you're not playing great defense, I gotta be honest, Gary Sanchez is below average this year. Definitely, he can go all the way back up to all-star. He's done it before. Look at his 2017 year. Look at his 2019 year. But this year just wasn't great, and in 2020 wasn't great either, especially with Hagee coming on the rise, plays solid defense. Actually has some really good X numbers, hits the ball hard, hits homers. We'll have to see. We'll see if Gary Sanchez is starting next year. Then we have Jorge Alfara, who we now have Jacob Stallings as the Marlins catcher, but I'm going to assume Jorge Alfara gets a spot somewhere. Jorge Alfara, not great. I'll be honest. I think he's trash. He's not good. Then James Mccann, who had a really, really down year, but I just can't forget the years he had in Chicago. He had, you know, 2 really good years in 2019 and in 2020, 896 OPS in 2020 and 789 OPS in 2019 and a 108 OPS plus with solid defense. This year, when you only have solid defense and it's not even amazing, it's not upper echelon defense, and you couldn't hit for shit, I gotta be honest, below average, but he definitely can go back up to good or even all-star. Then we have a really, really good catcher, JT Ramito. Didn't have, you know, his best year. Still had a really solid year, though. JT Ramito, one of the most athletic, one of the best defensive catchers in the league. I gotta be honest, JT Ramito, superstar. In my opinion, the second best catcher in the league. Then we have Jacob Stallings, pretty decent player. Marlins just trade for him. I think this is what the Marlins needed. A nice, solid catcher who plays good defense and can hit a little bit. I mean, Jacob Stallings had a 3 WAR this year. He had a 704 OPS, a 92 OPS plus. I mean, you're not going to get the best hitting out of him, but you're definitely getting better than Jorge Alfara, and it's still, like, you know, a little below average hitting and, you know, average for a catcher, and plays really, really solid defense. I got to put him in good because I think he's better than these guys. Then this is the Rangers catcher. I got to be honest, I do not know who plays catcher for the Rangers. I'm going to look this up on Baseball Reference right now. It is, let's see. I got to be honest. It's Jose Trevino, and Jose Trevino, his numbers, he looks like trash. I gotta be honest, I didn't even know who played catcher for the Rangers. I honestly sometimes think it's kind of Falefa, which he did used to play catcher. But yeah, Jose Trevino, you're trash. Then we have Mitch Garver, who had a really solid year this year, just didn't stay healthy, wasn't on the field very much, but when he played 875 OPS this year, and in 2019 he had an amazing year, hit for some power, hit for some pop again this year. I think he had like 13 or 12 homers, something like that, in like 50 something games, so really solid for Mitch Garver. I definitely think he's a good catcher right now. If he can stay healthy, he's going to go up to all-star. Then Marty Maldonado, I think he's below average, plays great defense, calls good games, but he can't hit. Then we got Max Stassi. I think Max Stassi is a great catcher. Really solid, hits the ball well. He did kind of dwindle off at the end of the year, but still played really solid at the plate, and he plays really solid defense, calls decent games. I definitely think he's a good catcher. Then we got Mike Zunino, who was an all-star this year, and I'm going to put him in all-star because Mike Zunino had a really nice analytical year. I think he hit 30 plus homers this year, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to look this up on Baseball Reference. Yeah, 3.8 WAR, he had 33 homers. He batted 216, but he had an 860 OPS and a 138 OPS plus. Really solid. He walked a good bit as well. He had 34 walks. Okay, he didn't walk a good bit. 132 strikeouts. Not great, but you're not walking that much, and you're getting a lot of strikeouts. We'll see how he does next year, but he got 33 homers. What can you say, man? 33 homers, 138 OPS plus. Had really solid defense, called really good games for the Rays. Gotta be honest, he's an all-star. We got Omar Narvaez, who's also an all-star. Since the Brewers just got Manny Pena, he's now able to just play against righties only, which is really solid. Omar Narvaez, when he plays against righties, one of the best hitters in baseball, honestly. Did really solid this year. Also a decent, defensive catcher. He's improved for sure. I definitely am going to put him in good because he cannot hit lefties whatsoever. Then we have Pedro Saborino, trash. We got Roberto Perez right here, really good defensive catcher, just signed with the Pirates. I gotta be honest, I think he's below average. He's not a good hitter. If you're not like a decent hitter at the catcher position, like I just can't put you anywhere higher than, Christian Vasquez level, who is really elite defensively as well. But Roberto Perez is much worse of a hitter than Christian Vasquez, and Christian Vasquez is not even that great of a hitter. So yeah, then we have Sean Murphy here, who I believe at the start of the year was injured, but played really solid. I definitely think he's a good catcher. Then we have Salvador Perez, and in my opinion, Salvador Perez is just elite. Hit the most homers in the league, or tied for the most with Guerrero at 48. So, I mean, who cares about this man's defense? One of the worst defensive catchers in baseball, but this guy rakes. It doesn't matter. His defense sucks, and, who cares? He hits the ball well, and he calls good games. So even though he doesn't play great defense, he still can call a really solid game because, he's Salvador Perez and a pretty good catcher. I definitely think he's a superstar. Then we got Tucker Barnhart. I think Tucker Barnhart is really solid switch hitter. Definitely think he's an average catcher. A really solid defensive catcher and a really decent hitter. So I'm going to put him in average. Then we have Travis Darno. I think Travis Darno is below average in my opinion. I think though he was injured this year, I never thought Travis Darno was that good. I thought his 2020 was fake. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see how he does next year, but right now I'm going to put him in below average. You guys are probably going to kill me for that. You guys probably think he's average or even good, which I have to disagree, though he was injured. The next catcher we have is Tom Murphy, and he played really solid defense this year. Not the greatest hitting catcher, though, 84 OPS plus 655 OPS, but you know what? He calls decent games, plays, good defense. I'm going to put him in average here. Then we have Willson Contreras, and I think Willson Contreras I think he's better than both Posey and Zunino. I think he's all-star right now. I just think Will Smith is better, who I'm going to put Will Smith in superstar. I just think, he's on the same tier as Buster Posey and Mike Zunino. I know Cubs fans are going to come after me, but I just think there's only 4 superstar catchers in my opinion. I think Will Smith is that guy, and I think he's better than Contreras, and I think he's more on the same level of Posey and Zunino. So that's why I'm going to put Contreras in all-star. We got Wilson Ramos, and Wilson Ramos, He didn't really play much. I don't even think he was that good when he did play this year for the Detroit Tigers. Let me see. I'm going to check his stats on Baseball Reference. Yeah, wasn't a great hitter this year, and just he doesn't really play defense ever, so I'm going to put him in trash. We had Yan Gomes had a really solid year this year. Yan Gomes, I'm really shocked that he bounced back. I definitely think once the collective bargaining agreement is over, I definitely think he's going to be a nice bargain for some teams. He had a 98 OPS plus this year, 252 average, 14 homers, not bad. Plus he plays good defense and calls decent games as well. Definitely think he is a good catcher. And then we have Yadier Molina, again, just, one of the best catchers at calling games. Losing his defensive prowess, of course, as he gets older, but he wasn't that bad. I definitely think Yadier Molina I don't think he was better than Yan Gomes, so I'm going to say he was average. I think this is my list. I think people are going to probably kill me for Contreras and only All-Star and Darno and below average. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. What do you guys think of my list? Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on all your notifications, join the Discord, and yeah, please don't kill me, please. I know I got Contreras and All-Star, but hey, it's my list, my opinion. And yeah, love y'all, peace.